Hello, guys. Just a quick little podcast here with no guest, actually. It's just myself here alone, just trying to recap 2018 and trying to preview 2019. I'm thinking about starting off a new little podcast series where I alone sum up what has taken place the past month and what will come up the following month. I've done some recaps and some preview episodes for bigger events, but I feel like I'm missing out on the general thing in Trackmania taking place. If it's some offline events coming up, online events coming up, and just community things, maybe some transfer news or major things taking place, I'll just do it in a recap episodes. And for now, I'll do it alone. If I will have a guest in the future, I don't know. Let's see. I will go quickly through what I myself have experienced in 2018, what Trackmania generally, or what my view of Trackmania in general in 2018 has been, and then preview 2019 in terms of what I will do, what HuntMania will do, and what I think Trackmania will end up doing and how it will go. The major part in 2018 for myself was launching the YouTube channel. I have the idea of creating a podcast where I can interview some guests, getting to know them, why they ended up playing Trackmania, if they are leaving Trackmania like Bergie, why, and how he would sum up his career. Having some guys like Tamarillo coming back to announce that he's becoming a father and how his life is now. Having the first ever world champion in Call coming back and talking about his career. And then 1 month later coming back and actually playing Trackmania again because he had fun remembering about his time in Trackmania and he wanted to play again. So I guess the podcast also leaves to some people coming back and not just leaving Trackmania. But the podcast was not enough for me, at least. I felt that there is so much missing content on YouTube and Trackmania in general that I had the idea of some other projects in terms of the top 10 Trackmania and how they became world champion. This is mainly because I believe that if Trackmania wants to grow as an esport, we need some easy, accessible information for a casual fan, somebody who maybe left the scene and remembers the name Trackmania and wants to see what's up. Then they can just check out a 10-minute video and then they get the information they need and maybe they come back to the scene again. This was also the year where I traveled to my first Trackmania events. I said to myself that I can pay for 2 trips to Paris out of my own pocket, see if I can get some support in the future, maybe make a living out of Trackmania, and maybe not a living, but enough money to finance travel expenses. So Giant Cup 2018, I came there, was not sure what I expected, but it went really good. It's weird, but Trackmania people are actually normal people and they are cool to talk to in real life as well. I felt included straight away. I did about 15 or 16 interviews there, I believe, as well as filming some inside the event footage and just the players playing. And also the famous me and Scotty in bed at 4 a.m. or something. Giant Cup was also the event where I realized how much Trackmania means to people. I was lucky enough to, after the grand final, to walk with Tween from the playing area to the ceremony, and you can see on him how much it meant to him, and he was saying that it was an emotional moment for him. So it made me realize how much Trackmania means to people, because when you watch a match online, you just see people typing good game in the chat. So the experience I had at the Giant Cup was a direct reason why I went to the next offline event, the Trackmania World Championship, the biggest event of the year in terms of prestige. A weird event for me, I must say. I was not allowed to film anything at day one at the event because Ubisoft didn't want that to be representative of their brand, I believe. I don't know if I agree with that, but who the fuck am I? I cannot go against people who allow me into the event because it's easy for them to just kick me out. But other than that, and besides that, the World Championship was also a success for me. I got interviews done. I could have probably done more, but it was hard to do interviews at the events because there was so much noise there, and I don't have the equipment I need to cancel out that noise and just focusing on the conversation I do with people. So it will be a lot of noise from the arena in general. Some people asked why I didn't interview Carl Jr., why I didn't interview Pac, why there's no Hillis video. Carl Jr. was sick during the whole event. I asked him, but of course he said no. I barely had enough energy to play. He even contacted me after the event saying that he was sorry that he couldn't do it, but of course I understand that. I'm rather happy about people actually stepping up and doing interviews rather than feeling sad about people who say no, because of course after playing for so many hours you want to rest, at least if you're sick or have something better to do. That is totally understandable. And yeah, both of those events, you have a direct consequence of Team Sampi coming back. You have Tween winning and then Kappa winning. Impressive performances, both of them. I guess Team Sampi is also a story for me this year because I started to write articles for Trackmania just because I found the Team Sampi story interesting and confusing for many people. Many people thought that this was a scam, and if it wasn't a scam, it would probably stick around for 2 months before leaving Trackmania again. So I wanted to find out who is the guy behind this, what is his future plans, and how does this impact the scene overall. I did so, and after Giant Cup 2018, the manager Kubais contacted me and said, we need someone to write articles for us in all games. So will you do it? I said sure, but I cannot promise that I'm good at this. I never planned on doing this. So let's try out until New Year's. I will work for free. I'll provide you as many articles as you want. And then when January 2019 comes, we can discuss if you want to make this more serious and maybe give me support in terms of money so I can travel to events myself. I have yet to have that conversation with them, but let's see. If not, I'm happy about the time I had so far. I got to know people outside of Trackmania as well. And if you follow me on my personal Twitter or following M&M guys or Planet Kid Dynamics guys, you might have seen that I have written some articles for them as well. This is the plan for the future as well, to write articles for more teams. Mainly in Trackmania, of course, because I feel like I know what there is to know about the scene. And I really enjoy writing about it and give Trackmania coverage in terms of articles as well. But there are no official deal on the table at the moment. So far I've earned a total of €0 on my articles. But hopefully that comes later. Once again, I also hosted the Trackmania Awards this year. This year, the best ever by far, I believe. But again, a year where I underestimated how much work I have to put into this. I hoped that hiring a jury would put less work on me. But then I had to make sure that they actually voted and had the nominees ready so I could record, and then Laos could make a video with it, and then Johnny put out on the homepage. It's stupid to do this in December when I have 4 exams, but you never learn. But hopefully, or hopefully not, or I don't know, but we will do a recap episodes of just the Trackmania Awards, and then I will do a meeting with the Trackmania groups and see if I'm the right person to lead this project. I think not. I think there are more clever minds out there, and maybe have a better feeling about what the community wants and so on. But let's see. Trackmania in general, 2018 way better than 2017, of course. You have a Giant Cup coming in, and you have the Trackmania World Championships coming back, and you also have the events you had in 2017 in terms of gaming, Winterfest, Gamers Assembly, and the Serator Cup. The Gaming Winterfest is sort of a weird story because you had Team Expert taking top 3 at that event. You have Massa winning in a finalist mode versus Roa, and then Spam taking 3rd in front of Dutchy. And then a week later, or it was 2 weeks later, I don't know, I don't remember, but then Expert left the scene, and you had the official end of the Dignitas Expert squad, which was the story of this year. But then already at the next event you had the Gamers Assembly, where Pac, who was a former was in, or my English is, yeah, but yeah, he who played for Team Expert before, but and then entered Gamers Origin and then won straight away. Same with Papu, who's also joined the new organization in Gamers Origin and won the Dirt event. Gamers Assembly, also a weird event in terms of then you have Kappa coming back just to defend his title, reached the grand final. Some people thought that this was the last time we saw him play Trackmania, but if you follow Trackmania, you know, of course, that this was not the last time we saw him. Also an event where Omnipods show that he has the skills to get to a grand final. Many people may be surprised about that, but let's see. Maybe this was not the last time we saw him in a grand final. Also, this was the last time, Massa was in a grand final, at least on his streak. I believe it was 6 grand finals in a row, and then it ended at Giant Cup 2018. The Serator Cup, the biggest event of the year in terms of how many viewers watch it, and the most professional events in terms of how it's hosted and the production around it. And you have the biggest star in Trackmania winning it, Carl Jr. taking his 4th title at the Serator Cup out of 6 possible ones. Pretty insane what this guy is able to do both in Tech and in the Serator Cup. Then the Giant Cup, as I mentioned before, Twin winning it, taking his first title since the Nest 2015, and taking the first Tech title since Gamers Assembly 2014. Also worth mentioning here is that Bren got a 3rd place. Many people surprised by that, but if you ask Bren, I said the whole weekend that to him that he was gonna make it to the grand final, and guess what? I was once again correct in the end. Also Cap coming to the grand final, nice to see. You have Razor taking 5th, also nice to see. Maybe some people surprised about that. And let's see if this was a one-time thing, or if you want to see him in more consolidation finals and probably more grand finals. And yeah, the next event, if you wonder if I'm good at betting in Trackmania, I can just say that I bet on Kappa and Tween for this event. I put some planets on both of them, and eventually I got one right in terms of Kappa taking first, and then 1 million planets into my account. I have still not received them, but they will come eventually, I believe. And Tween taking second, so top 2 there. Team Zampi once again showing that they brought motivation back to some old giants in the scene. And yeah, if you haven't watched the final from that event, you should do that. But I have no idea why you are watching me recap 2018 instead of watching actual gameplay. If you're not a hardcore fan but watching this, I guess you are lost on YouTube. Anything else about that event? No. 2000. I guess we can move on to online events. A year where ESL officially left Trackmania, and you have E-Corp having success in the early days. They had success until they left the game. They hosted the knockout team tournament and the monthly Musketeers League, and then also the offline event, Giant Cup, of course. But then they left, so in terms of online events, I'm not sure if it was that great of a year. Of course, during the year was good, but now that you look at it and seeing who's left, you have, of course, some organizations that are motivated. But I think we need some new entrances to cover what we lost. It depends, of course, what Softy B's plans are, but I believe that he focused more on offline events rather than online events now. So then we potentially lose the Trackmania Pro League season as well, which was a major part of both the spring and autumn of 2018. Anything else on online events? A lot of team events, even though some people think that we should just move the focus over to solo events. Still great to see that you have team events. We ended the year with potentially the best team events or team match of the year. Planet Key Dynamics and M&M Gaming playing. Had to go to a tiebreaker, which was really fun. And overall, a year where Venture showed that even though they missed maybe the star players, they have the best team squad in the game. Let's move over to my preview of 2019. I can start off with my own, what I plan on doing. I will launch some new projects. In terms of video series, I'll do more podcasts. I will hopefully go to more events. It depends on if I can get some support for that, of course. If not, I'll probably be at 1, maximum 2 events. And yeah, I will try to provide more articles for more teams and for more esport sides, because I think that we need that if Trackmania wants to grow. The same with event interviews. We need that if Trackmania wants to grow as an esport. So at least until the summer, I will work as I've done at the moment, maybe harder, maybe more. But then I will need to see if I see a future in Trackmania. I said to myself that I will work until the Serrator Cup is finished, and then I will see if I'm going to take my master degree or if I'm going to continue trying to make a living and a future in esport, and then Trackmania being a part of it. And overall, my views on 2019, or my expectations about 2019, it really comes down to one guy, and it comes down to what Softy B is able to do. He has announced that he is announcing something. Some people are frustrated by that, but hopefully he's teasing us in a good way, that it actually comes down to something great, and that Trackmania is visible at more offline events in more countries, and then we get a bigger fan base and bigger following, and Trackmania gets a foot inside the esport world, into the casual fans at least. I believe 2019 will be a year when maybe we see surprising results. I hope that we'll see new people winning events, but I think that the 5 top players, if you want to say that, in terms of Kappa, Tween, Carl Jr., Pack, and Massa, I think if there are offline events and they are attending, they'll probably be the 5 guys switching on winning it. But if you want to bet on anybody else taking home at least one big offline title, yeah, I can bet against you, but depends on what the odds you're giving me. Some people are asked what events I would go to. I need to see. I want to go to Gamers Assembly, of course, because then I have the opportunity to cover Full Speed as well, Dirt and Canyon, as well as, of course, Tech. Getting to interview some profiles from those scenes. But if I have to be honest, if I have to pick one event, which I might end up doing because it depends on how much money I have, I will pick the Serrator Cup. I believe that that event is the biggest, and it looks just insane to be there. So I want to go there, interview some players, interview some people behind the scenes, maybe even Serrator himself, so he can bring some views to my channel. Let's see. And then, of course, if there is a world championship, if there is a big event, I will probably sell my soul and then finance myself going there, unless I get some support from any teams that want me there to cover their teams, or take pictures, write articles, whatever, or if I'm able to collect some money in terms of the work I do from home in terms of eSport. Let's see. I can say that in 1 week I will launch a Patreon channel. I'm not expecting to have too much income there, but if you want to support me, if it's $1 a month, hit me up, or hit me up, I guess you just press the button. But yeah, it will mean a lot, and then I can buy some new equipments, if it's camera for interviews and microphones at interviews at events, or if it's better web camera from home, have the possibility of having live podcasts, and so on. I'll use all money from the Patreon channel, of course, for Trackmania, and to provide content for Trackmania. Last thing for me in this little recap episode, and by the way, if you like it, tell me. If you want to have, if it's too boring with just me, say it, and I will get some standard guest coming on and summing up the month with me. And then I can go back to being the interviewer instead of being a guy with actual opinions. But yeah, the last thing, 26th of January, the Man vs. Man is back. The 1 vs. 1 Cup. We have previous 4 editions with Carl Jr., Pack, Flyer, and Tween winning it. So I hope that we will once again have the best players attending. It's 300 euros. The maps are being picked at the moment, so I really hope that we'll see some nice 1 vs. 1 battles. If you don't know what that is, just YouTube Man vs. Man Trackmania, and you will see Carl Jr. playing against Pack in a grand final, Serbia against Tween, and so on. So I'll probably make a new recap episode after that event, and then preview February as well. So yeah, tell me if you like this format, or if I should stick to interviewing people instead of just talking alone. Yeah, bye bye.